Yo, let's skip the introduction. You already know, man. Salute to everybody here in the building already. I see my brother Hug D's in there. Chris for Raiders. All my guys, Raider Mike, JD, man, Steve. Salute to you guys, man. Make sure you guys wipe them feet, meaning hit them thumbs up. Also, hit that subscribe button if you are not subscribed yet. Just doing a quick live, you guys, on my phone. Wanted to go over the combine, my experience yesterday at Lucas Oil, answer some of you guys' questions. A lot happened yesterday, man. At Lucas Oil, there was a lot of networking. I heard a lot of people talking about this upcoming draft. I even heard some, rumblings about free agency. There was a lot going on, man. You know what I mean? So we're definitely going to talk about it. This is a Q&A, you guys. This is your show. I'm just here, man, to just try and answer as many questions as possible. We're going to try and do a Graphk and Stu show tonight where we can break down completely. You will actually get Stu's, takes on the combine as well. So he had to make a run real quick. But I'm still out here, you guys, in Indiana. I'm in Stu's man cave right now. So he will be here a little later, and we can definitely break this down. I'll be going out back to Chicago tonight, man, to catch my flight back to Dallas. So I'm trying to, get as many lives in as possible with Stu before I leave. Let me see. Ant says, has your opinion changed on players we may take in the draft? You know what, man? Ant, to be real with you, yeah. I mean, I know, a lot of us were really, really excited about the potential, right, to move up and go get Jaden Daniels. The more I hear, the more I see, the more, that Hall sounds like it's going to be. I think less and less of the chance that we're going to trade up to go get Jaden Daniels, man. And, it's a, everyone knows it's not a secret, you guys, that, AP loves Jaden Daniels. Everyone within the organization loves Jaden Daniels. I just think the price tag is going to be very, very insane. With New England now flirting with the idea of bringing in Baker Mayfield, even though they're saying, I believe it's a long shot that he'll sign with New England. But there's even a report that just came out about New England being interested in any of those top three guys, Drake May, Jaden Daniels, or Caleb Williams. And it looks as though Chicago's already locked in on Caleb Williams. So it's just going to be a lot to move up to get Jaden Daniels. And the more and more I sit back and watch tape and watch film on some of these guys, me and Stu sat here the other night, and watched all those quarterbacks, all night. We sat back and watched a bunch of highlights, bunch of film on these guys. The more and more I started seeing a little different, my opinion started to sway a little bit. But at 13,
did anybody do our homework?
Oh yeah, hey, if anybody did their homework with what Stu was talking about the other day, please let me know in the comment section. But I'm gonna be real with you guys. I know Stu, you're not really big on Penix, but if we're there at 13, I love bringing in Penix, man. Even if we have to trade down and pick up some extra draft capital.
Remember I told guys, after looking at Penix, I said I've always liked Penix. I said it's the injuries.
Yeah, the injuries. Yeah, the injuries.
But as far as quarterback skill go, I'd say he's my number 3.
Yeah. But I love the idea of bringing in Penix, whether you trade back from 13 or even if you take him there. I would rather, though, trade back to the 20 range, pick up an extra second rounder, third rounder, and really beef up that O-line. You know what I mean? But I'm all in if we do decide on going to get Michael Penix Jr. The only thing that scares me outside of it, my bad, you guys, my wife is calling. The only thing that scares me outside of his medicals is his low release with the deep ball. You know what I mean? The low release with the deep ball scares the shit out of me because I don't know, if that's going to work at the next level. You know what I mean? I remember we were talking about this the other day, you guys, the show the other day about, Penix's low release with that deep ball. It scares the shit out of me outside of his medicals, but I really, really, truly like the idea. My wife keeps calling me over and over and over. But what else? Look, everybody evaluates football differently, right? Everybody evaluates football differently. I heard a mixed bag, with JJ McCarthy yesterday at the combine. Okay. I'm going to say this. I watched McCarthy and I watched Bo Nix very closely on the sideline throwing the football before they went out there and actually, went through their reps, right? Went and started testing. watched closely. I watched Bo Nix and JJ McCarthy on the sideline very, very closely. I love the way both of those guys throw the football. Definitely do. But JJ McCarthy, I don't really see what a lot of people are saying. They said that he killed the combine yesterday. I seen at least maybe 4 to 6 overthrows when he was throwing the football. Maybe it was just nerves. Maybe it was just anxiety. You know what I mean? Just all those big lights on you. I mean, but this is a guy that's proven he's a winner, right? He's only lost like one game at the collegiate level. Just won a national championship. I'm not willing to just give up on the idea of bringing in JJ McCarthy, because to be real with you guys, the combine ain't shit. I'm just gonna put it out there. Like, the combine it's a glorified workout. I'm not gonna go off of just what the combine provided. Like, yeah, we're watching closely to see what these guys do out there, but I'm gonna be real with you. Like, I don't really look at the combine and say, oh my God, he's gonna make it at the next level or he's not gonna make it. It doesn't determine, how I feel about these guys at the next level at all. Like, at all. Yeah, it's cool to watch some guys like Xavier Worthy go out there and, break the 40 record. It was beautiful. It was definitely beautiful to watch him, the speedster out of Texas, go out there and do it. But we've seen guys have bad combines and end up being some of the greatest football players in the world. You know what I mean? So this isn't the end all be all for me. But JJ did have a rough day throwing the football. Like I said, there was at least 4 or 5 passes where it just sailed over his receivers. You know what I mean? Who else? I liked some of Bo Nix throws. Like I said, I watched him very closely on the sideline. I love the way he throws the football. Now, can he get it done at the next level in terms of the deep ball? Because, everybody calls him a check down, a check down like guru, so to speak, right? I don't know yet. Who's to say? We got to see him in a different system. You know what I mean? Going from Oregon, that was the system he was provided. You know what I mean? So at the NFL level, it may be a lot different. But who else, man? Let me see. I loved watching the running backs. Loved watching the receivers. Ray Davis, my guy out of Kentucky, he absolutely cooked out there. Trey Benson, the kid out of Florida State, he is probably going to be the first running back off the board. And he's probably, if he could stay healthy, probably going to be the best running back. Well, one of the top 3 running backs in this draft. And I think he will be the first guy off the board, the young kid out of Florida State. That guy is a dog. But if we can find a way to get Ray Davis, the young kid out of Kentucky, in those mid rounds, I am going to get my guy. I've been preaching about Ray Davis forever. I know Wasted has been preaching about him as well. That is my probably one of my favorite running backs in this upcoming draft. Real talk. And to be real, I know you guys probably watched the combine as well, right? A lot of those running backs had problems catching the football. And I know, right, like every running back's not going to be a guy that gets it done in the passing game as well, right? Some of these guys are one-dimensional. They just run the football. But in today's NFL, a lot of these guys have to be able to be, to be more versatile and be able to catch the football as well. And some of these guys, man, they were struggling to catch the football, these running backs. You know what I mean? And I'm going to say right now, Ray Davis wasn't one of them. Trey Benson wasn't one of them. You know what I mean? Marshawn Lloyd, Nezo, he's nice, the young kid out of USC. But some of those running backs struggled to catch the football. And I was watching that very closely. The receivers, man, great receiver class. Everything that I heard from the scouts that were around us, they were saying that this could be a generational wide receiver class. Yeah, and all of us have been talking about this could be a potential generational quarterback class. A lot of these guys that work within the, a lot of these organizations in the NFL, they were talking about how this could be a generational wide receiver class. It's that deep. And, you can get potential starters in the mid to later rounds. That's how good some of these young guys are. So I was hearing a lot of noise about the kid out of Georgia. They were talking a lot about the young kid out of Georgia, potential first rounder. I think he actually goes in the second round. Who else were they talking about? Xavier Worthy. And salute to Chris on the $2 donation, brother. Everybody talked about Xavier Worthy, right? I got to be real with you guys. I watched Xavier Worthy. I live in Dallas, right? So he played for Texas. A lot of these people in the Dallas area are huge Longhorn fans. And it's only a few hours away from Austin. The guy he struggles with catching the football. It's all speed. It's all speed. And I believe I said this in Waste This chat yesterday, man. He's going to have to go to an offense that is very gimmicky to kind of disguise his deficiencies as a pass catcher, right? They're going to have to find ways to end arounds and, screen, like all kind of weird, like he would work in like a system with a lot of gimmick, kind of like a Miami. Like he would cook out there with, even though they don't need him because they already have 2 speedsters out there. But he would have to go somewhere. It's not going to be the Chiefs, Leon. I'm telling you, bro, because they already have receivers that can't catch the football. I couldn't imagine Xavier Worthy. Look, those fans out there in Kansas City already hate those receivers that's not named Rice, not named Rashee Rice. They hate those guys. You know what I'm saying? So I couldn't see them going to get Xavier Worthy because he struggles to catch the football. He has a hand of stone. And does it get better at the next level? Maybe. I just don't see him being a guy that can secure the football and play at a high clip at the next level. To me, you guys, this is like a Jacoby Ford type of pickup. Speed, and, kind of struggled, pass catching. You know what I mean? So I seen a lot of people tripping out yesterday because the Chiefs, man, we can't let them get Xavier Worthy. Yeah, he ran a 4.2. That a 4.22, that's phenomenal. A lot of speed, but the kid still has a lot to work on with this skill set. He has to get better at catching a football, period. So I wouldn't be too much worried about the Chiefs getting him, I'm in the first round or wherever they decide on, maybe trading up in the second again. I don't really care. I don't think that he is going to be this next Tyreek Hill that a lot of people are saying. Tyreek Hill can catch the football. He does everything right. And Xavier Worthy has to get better securing the football if he's going to try and make it at the NFL level. You know what I mean? We're looking at a guy right now, he broke the record, right? And, former guy, my guy John out of Washington, he never got it done at the next level. He was derailed by injuries. In Cincinnati, he tried, he bounced around the league. You know what I mean? Speedsters, if you really look at a lot of these guys that get drafted at the next level, they really don't succeed. Not a lot of them are productive. A lot of them get injured with hamstring injuries and all that other stuff, and they end up kind of just having just a journeyman type career. And I don't want to put that on Xavier Worthy. I want him to have a successful, tenure in the NFL. But I'm gonna be real with you guys. I really look at him right now as one of those guys, one of those speedster type guys that is gonna be like a gimmick player. He has to go to the right situation. Salute to Steve. Hey, Rattlers OC was QB coach and OC in Chicago with Champ. Connection is there. I'm still so high on Tyrone Tracy. God bless. Steve, now, Tyrone Tracy is an interesting guy. For those who don't know who Tracy is, Purdue guy. I believe he was an Iowa transfer. He was a receiver at Iowa, I believe, and then transferred to Purdue and converted to running back. The guy had a very, very, very productive year last year with Purdue. This is a guy that's about 5'11", 6 foot. He's projected to be, I think, like a 4th or 5th rounder, but a guy that can be very, very versatile in this offense. You know what I mean? I know we went and got a guy like Lynn Bowden Jr., right, out of Kentucky a few years ago. He was more of a quarterback, though, right? But we converted him to running back, and it never really worked. I can see this being like that type of situation where you can go get Tracy in potentially in the 3rd or 4th round, and you can have him play some wide receiver. You can have him play some running back. Does the vision translate to the next level? I don't know. The competition is very, very steep in the NFL. It's different compared to what he played against at Purdue. But one thing about him, if you watch his tape, he likes to bounce outside a lot. I don't know if that's going to get it done, at the NFL level. He has to be able to, run up the gut. Run up the gut a lot more. You can't just bounce outside every time because defenses are going to figure you out. But I like him a lot. I would not be mad if we took a flyer because we can use another running back, right? And we can also utilize another wide receiver. So why not go get a guy that can do both? And I don't know where some people have him projected to be a wide receiver at the next level. Some people still have him titled as a running back. We shall see. But at the end of the day, if you can get a guy like him that's versatile, that can that can give you reps at the running back spot and the wide receiver spot, I love it. Salute to Max. Isaac G from Louisville. That could be our own Isaiah Pacheco. They have 2 guys out there in Louisville, man, that are dogs, Max. And they were both garnering a lot of buzz out there yesterday at Lucas Oil, man. We'll definitely break down the running back class when I get back to Dallas. I really want to do an entire live dedicated to these running backs because I think this is one of the most underrated classes in a long time. Let me see. Chris says he might be a return specialist. He could. But once again, Chris, you got to be able to secure the football, man. I see a lot of, a lot of fumbles, a lot of muffed punts, in his future if he can't get it together, in terms of, securing the football. Let me see. Yeah, Steve. Tyreek is one-on-one. Definitely. Let me see. Salute to everybody in the building, man. Wipe them feet, y'all. Hit them thumbs up. McCarthy's accurate as hell. I was just telling Stu yesterday, watching his tape, he's literally get like a few of those throws that he had last year are some of my favorite throws I've ever seen ever by any quarterback. I've seen him fit a football in some tight windows, like real talk. So I'm not against JJ McCarthy. I just feel like there's more, would JJ McCarthy fit with what we're doing out in Las Vegas? Definitely. But I don't know. Look, if we end up taking JJ McCarthy, I'm not against that. I think that somebody's going to trade up to the top 10, though, and take JJ McCarthy. I do. He's a proven winner at the collegiate level. Somebody's going to take a flyer on him. I can see Denver potentially moving up into the top 10 and taking him. Who else? I mean, there could be potentially some other teams that may take a flyer on him there in the top 10. But I don't think he really performed as great as a lot of people said. I seen him overthrow his receivers a lot. That's my boy at a what is it? Idaho State or something like that, or something like I think it's a small town school. He's definitely a baller. He's definitely a baller. He had a lot of production at the NFL level. I think he had like 17, 18 touchdowns last year. Tommy, all arm strength. I'm gonna be honest, dog. Like, I don't really see us moving mountains to get Milton. I'm not a huge fan. The guy definitely, at the Underwear Olympics, he's gonna be one of those guys that is gonna blow the roof off the place. Everybody at Lucas Oil was, like they were in there screaming, like at the top of their lungs for what Milton did. And we knew he was going to do that because he has all the arm strength in the world and he makes it look effortless, but he still has accuracy issues. I just don't know if he can make all the throws. Me personally, I'm staying far away from Milton. I am. I don't see it. Now, maybe if he goes to the right situation in the NFL, he can get around a kind of like a quarterback whisperer that can help unlock all that potential he has. He may be great at the next level, but I don't see it. I don't see it, me personally. But he did, blow the roof off at Lucas Oil yesterday. The fans were in awe by his arm strength. Salute to Chris. Am I wrong for saying that you still have UDFA? Saying that you still have UDFAs that has made an impact? What do you mean by that, Chris? What do you mean by that, brother? Elaborate. If you can, put another comment in the comment section. Am I wrong for saying that you still have UDFAs that have made an impact? I mean, there's been several UDFAs, that have gotten it done at the NFL level, So I don't know exactly what you mean by that, though, brother. Please elaborate. Thank you on the $5 donation as well. Salute to Sweet Jazz on the $10 special. Penix would be top 3 without the medical history. Top 3 will cost us 3 first and 3 second round picks and potentially a player as well, Sweet Jazz. Penix will not cost too much capital. Top 3 are Penix. All 4 QBs have similar risks for success. Facts, Sweet Jazz. I'm all for going out to get a Michael Penix Jr., especially if he falls to the second. If he falls to the second, that could be a beautiful, beautiful situation for us. Or what about this, you guys? Take the best player available at 13, whether that's a right tackle or a guard or potentially one of those centers, Love Powers out of Oregon. Or even if you can get another edge rusher or a defensive tackle, right, at 13, take the best player available and trade back up to the end of the first. And if Penix is on the board, go get him. I'm all for that. I am all for that. And then you can beef up that O-line, in those mid rounds. Because this offensive line class is deep. You can potentially get some starters in the 6th, 7th round. It's that deep. Let me see. Yeah, Penix throwing beautiful spirals, man. I don't think there's really anybody else in this draft that throws the football. It's nice. It's Michael Penix. He definitely knows how to throw the football. I'll tell you that. Graphk, who's the top 4 fastest receiver in the combine? And which of the 4 do you think we can get? Well, Xavier Worthy, we already know he was number 1. Was Anthony Gold in the top 4, top 5, I believe, right? Out of Oregon State, I believe. I think it's Oregon State. And he's going to be more of probably a punt returner. You know, he's going to be a special teams type guy at the next level. I don't know if any team is really going to utilize him on the offensive side of the football. He may get a few reps here and there, but I think he's going to be like a special teams ace. And that's not saying that it's a bad thing. That guy plays at a high level returning kicks. But I believe Anthony Gold was in the top 4, top 5 too, right? I forgot who else. Who else, you guys, were some of those speedsters? I believe there was. Who else was it? I have a list on my laptop. I got to go back and check it out. Brian Thomas, I believe LSU, right? Yeah, he ran a 4.34. Who else? And he's going to be a dog. His stock is rising by the minute, you guys. Brian Thomas Jr. will probably be a first round pick. Probably could be potentially a top 15 pick. Brian Thomas is that good. He's so-called overshadowed by Malik Neighbors, but Brian Thomas is a dog. Was it Adonai Mitchell? And I think there was a young kid out of North Carolina that cooked as well. Okay, Anthony Gold was number 8. Okay. I have a list, but I'm using my phone right now, you guys. So we'll go over the entire list. We took notes and everything. I just wanted to do a quick live and talk with you guys for a minute. Salute to Willie. What if we get Jared Verse and Bo Nix? So Jared Verse to me is going to be a top 10 pick, Willie. Like I see him off the board quick, fast, and in a hurry. He could potentially be the best pass rusher, edge rusher in this draft out of Florida State. So I don't know if he falls to 13. If he does, I mean, I would be against. You can never have enough edge rushers. And like we said, right, take best player available. If he's there, get him. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I don't see in any world how we would end up with both those guys. I think Jared Verse is going to be off the board by the time we draft. And I think Bo Nix potentially can be there at 13, right? He may end up falling to the second round. I don't know. But I don't think there's any way that we're going to have both those guys, me personally. And there's other pass rushers. I like Jared Verse a lot, but he's not my favorite pass rusher in this draft. Tez Walker was one of them, Graham. There you go. Let me see. Oh, man. McConkey's a dog, bro. We were just talking about him just a second ago. He is a dog. He is a dog. And I know a lot of people are trying to, he's going to be the next Jordy Nelson, or he's going to be the next, potential Alec Pierce. I'm not putting that stamp on him, but I do believe this guy's going to be a really, really great professional at the next level. He's going to make some organization very, very happy, the young receiver out of Georgia. And like I said, he could potentially be a first-round pick. He could potentially be a first-round guy. I do believe he may fall to the second because this wide receiver class is that deep, but he's going to make some organization very, very happy. Yes, hey, Brendan Rice, another guy that I like a lot. And, I know a lot of people look at his production and they say, well. I mean, he played at USC. He transferred from Oregon, I believe. I know there was not a lot of production there, but hey, man, they spread the football around the USC. I think he still had like 700 yards last year. You know what I mean? So, I'm all for going to get him if he's there in the middle rounds. If you want to go get another pass catcher in this draft and Rice is still there available in the 3rd or 4th round, go get him. Would love to bring in, a guy from that bloodline, the greatest wide receiver of all time. Graphk, do you see anyone taking leadership? Tano, what do you mean by that, brother? What do you mean by that? Please elaborate, King. Salute to Tony. I still like Sweat a lot, and we can get him in the 2nd or even the 3rd. What do you think? Tony, I'm not against T'Vondre Sweat. I love T'Vondre Sweat. I've actually taken him in a lot of my mock drafts. The thing with him is he's not going to give you a lot of pass rush ability. He's going to be a guy that's going to clog up the middle, right? Command double teams and free up Max and free up Malcolm Kuntz and your other edge rushers, right? I'm all for that. But I would rather get a guy like a Byron Murphy, right? Or, you know, Fisk out of Florida State, a guy that's going to offer you some pass rushing ability also from the interior of that defensive line. I would rather have a guy that can clog up the middle, command double teams, and get to the quarterback. Tavondre Sweat, that's not really his game. You know what I mean? If you look at his production at Texas, he wasn't a guy that had a lot of sacks at the collegiate level. You know what I mean? Me personally, I want a guy that can command double teams and also, you know, find a way to get freed up and get to the quarterback. You know what I mean? I think that is a Byron Murphy. So I'm not mad if we take him at 13. I'm not mad if you take a Fisk, a guy that out of Florida State that I believe had 6 sacks this last season. I think Byron Murphy had 5. You know what I mean? The young kid out of Missouri, Robinson, a guy that can play on the outside and inside. He played defensive tackle at Missouri, and he was an edge rusher, and he played at a high level on both. You know what I mean? That's a guy that you want. Patrick Graham loves versatility. But I like Tavondre Sweat, and I think that he's going to make some team very happy in the run game. But me personally, I think there's better options out there at the defensive tackle position. Salute to Hammer in the building, my guy. Fastest wide receiver, 40s. Worthy, 421. Thomas, LSU, 433. Mitchell, 434, and Walker, 436. There you go. Salute to the little bro in the building. Let me see. Did you guys watch Linebacker, and where do you think Peyton Wilson will go? Look, man, Peyton Wilson has first round talent. Okay, just the medical history doesn't line up with taking a linebacker in the first round. And to be honest with you, I don't think any of these linebackers go in the first round. I think there's going to be a run on those guys in the second round. Peyton Wilson may fall to the third because of his medical history. Yeah, he's a big body linebacker, sideline to sideline guy, can get it done in coverage and play the run well. He can be a stud, but, you know, the medical scare the shit out of me. But I love his game. I love his athleticism. But I do believe Edrin Cooper out of A&M is going to be drafted over him. I think he's the best linebacker in this draft. You know what I mean? So, but I love Peyton Wilson. I would love to have AP get his hands on a guy like Peyton Wilson. And because he's a plug and play guy that'll start for you for many years if you can stay healthy. Dom, love Luke McCaffrey. Love him. Another bloodline guy, right? Looked pretty good out there at his combine. I would love to take a flyer on him on those middle rounds if he's still available for us. Not against that. Young kid out of Rice. Let's see. Jack, what do you mean by later on? Because Chop can still be a first round guy. I don't see him potentially maybe fall into the second round, a young pass rusher out of Penn State. I still have him graded as a first round guy. He's a fucking dog, bro. But later on, I don't know what you mean by that, brother. Let me see. Duncan, we got a Chiefs fan. He said, are not allowed to take Darius Robinson, a local guy. You know how good he is, right, Duncan? I agree. And I heard the same thing. JJ is definitely a leader. And man, look, all the accomplishments that he had at the collegiate level, that speaks volumes, man. The guy's a definitely proven leader. I don't know if you guys seen it, but when Sam Hartman was running his 40, you know, the young quarterback out of Notre Dame, JJ McCarthy was on the sideline screaming for him, you know, applauding for him. He did the same thing with a bunch of other guys. JJ McCarthy is a definite leader. And that's another reason why I do like JJ McCarthy. If we do end up going that route, he's a proven leader. Damn, that's a great question, V. You're looking at two different guys, right? You're looking at Jalen Wright, a guy out of Tennessee who's kind of more of a speedster. You know, he can give you more reps in the passing game, or Braylon Allen, that big body, 6'2", you know, bruiser out of Wisconsin. That's a toss-up, bro. That's a toss-up. But I think if we bring Josh Jacobs back, you know, he's more of that, you know, along the lines of a, you know, bruising north-south guy. I know he can, you know, bounce outside if need be, but we have Zeus already. So me personally, I love Braylon Allen. I love him. I think he could be a great talent at the next level. But I think Wright would provide something that we don't have in Vegas right now. A running back that can help us in the passing game. You know what I mean? And I think that he's an underrated blocker as well. There was a lot of noise about Jalen Wright yesterday at the Combine. A lot of people were talking about Jalen Wright out of Tennessee. Let me see. Who do you think is the top rated corner in this draft? I really love Arnold, man. I think he's starting to garner a lot more attention, and rightfully so. I still love Quinyon Mitchell. Um, I know Kool-Aid dropped because of the foot injury. He'll probably be gone in the second round now. Um, it's a toss-up between Arnold and Quinyon Mitchell. Love Cooper DeJean too. Love Cooper. Another great class. With the corner class. But there's also some mid round guys like Kyrie Jackson out of Oregon, Cam Hart out of Notre Dame that we could take a look at later on as well. Wipe them feet, y'all. Hit them thumbs up. If you guys are not subscribed yet, man, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Yeah, Hug, I heard that. And, there's a lot of talk about, that potentially getting done soon. I would be okay with signing Josh to a 1-year extension. To be real with you, I think that's the safest bet. As long as it's not a crazy $10 to $12 million deal, I'm fine with bringing him back for 1 year. That's actually perfect. That's perfect. A guy that wants to be there, a guy that AP wants to be there, a guy that the fan base wants to be there, bring him in on a 1-year deal. As long as it doesn't cost an arm and a leg, and still go draft one, though. Still go draft one, because we don't even know what Britton Brown is. We don't even know if he's going to make the team. You know how much I love Sincere McCormick, but he's been living on the practice squad. We don't know if he's ever going to be brought up. You know what I mean? So if you're going to hire, bring Josh back for 1 year, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, if it's 10.5, I'm not doing that, Brave. There has to be some incentives in that. There has to be some incentives in that. And I like Tampa as well out of Iowa State. He's a dog. TJ Tampa. Let me see. I like this question. I gotta be real, Matt's not really, bro. Not really, because there's only so much that you can really gauge at the combine. You know what I mean? Like, there's only so much you can see, bro. These guys are literally just running around. It's not really something that you can be like, oh, he's gonna be a dog at the next level. This is literally a workout. That's why I'm not getting all overhyped about the combine. It's literally a workout. So no, but the things that I heard about JJ McCarthy may change my mind on him a little bit. Just hearing about a lot of people, talking about his leadership skills, talking about how they think he can really be great at the next level. I've heard some scouts. I've heard a lot of even other people just there in attendance. My bad, y'all. My wife kept calling. It's a dog and pony show. This is facts. This is facts. Facts. Salute to Richard. Let me see. Yeah, that's Cat Bambino. There's no way in hell they can do that. There's no way in hell they can do that. Bro, you're trying to kill these guys, man. You're trying to kill these guys. There's no way in hell you need to extend this shit to 18 games. That is disrespectful. Disrespectful, man. I got to tell you guys too, man. Yesterday, I seen AP a few times. He was locked in. Like real talk. Like, you see a few days, prior, the D tackles, the linebackers, he was having a little fun, kind of laughing at the, laughing in the Jumbotron and shit like that. He got real serious yesterday. He was watching very, very close. That lets you know that he really wants to go get another quarterback. He was watching those receivers very closely. I wouldn't be shocked if those first 3 rounds, if he goes and gets another receiver to pair with, with Jacoby and Devontae, I would not be shocked. He was locked in. And I've seen a lot of other scouts and, a few GMs. I think I've seen like about 2 or 3 GMs kind of just walking around and playing the network game. Antonio was locked in. He was locked in, watching very, very close.